Hello and welcome back to another episode of the light novel series from White Album 2. Today we are reading through Volume 1. Continuing on from last time, Haruki quite literally stole the maiden away. He took Setsuna away from her position at the school festival, dragged her out dressed in her traditional Japanese garb. She embarrassed him on the train by teasing him, and everybody was staring at them. But I don't think she particularly minded because she wasn't feeling lonely. Then on the platform, Haruki crashed into a middle school girl who's known as Koharu. So let's continue on. I looked carefully at Setsuna, wondering whether she had just remembered anything unpleasant, but there didn't seem to be anything lurking beneath her words, so there was that at least. She seemed very put together, didn't she? Very serious. Yeah, I'm just glad she didn't get hurt. Hey, maybe she was at our school festival? Yes, a serious girl would probably wear her uniform to another school's festival. It was possible. Maybe, but for the three of us? And then we get this beautiful piece of fan service. I don't know what this pose is supposed to be. But Haruki, a little bit gropey looking in this picture. It's just definitely gratuitous fan service of Koharu. Tomorrow is the big day. Setsuna smiled and I nodded, and the two of us began the walk to our other friend. Toma-san, thank goodness, I knew you'd be okay. With her other friend, the other source of her anxiety back in action, Setsuna became so emotional that she flew into Toma's arms. I'm so sorry I couldn't help. I'll make dinner tonight. And don't tell me we're just going to have corner store box meals because there's not enough time. It has to be something warm and tasty to give us energy. And in the face of this, okay? Toma's eyes went wide and slightly puzzled. For a moment, she seemed unsure of how to react, but finally she spoke. What's with the outfit? Oh, yeah, Toma. Oh, yes, I was so embarrassed about it, but Haruki-kun absolutely insisted. Hang on. That looks so bad. This makes Haruki look like a pervert. Kitahara, you... No, Setsuna, that's the wrong nuance. Mr. Student, you ought to know when to give up. Give up on what? Mister? Toma's eyes were getting more and more severe. Setsuna, I'm begging you. I didn't see what there was to laugh about. Sorry. Toma-san, what actually happened was... Oh, my phone. It's from Io. I completely forgot about my class. Sorry, I'm gonna go make a call. With phone in hand, Setsuna scurried up out of the basement. Hey. Instead of just worrying about the class, how about your responsibility to the whole thing, to the whole festival? Kitahara, what did you make Ogiso do? You think this is any time to play around? Wait, listen. I hurriedly explained the details to Toma, who was beginning to develop a murderous aura. Setsuna, do you have to get me killed right before the show? Once she had all the information, Toma furrowed her brow. You kidnapped her? You know you're gonna get killed by all the guys in Class A tomorrow. Apparently, I was doomed to die regardless. Well, kidnapper, you better square up and keep yourself alive until we play the show. Oh, thanks for the encouraging words. Wow, though. Sounds like you got really desperate. Desperate? I mean, I was pretty much out of options. God, if I'd at least noticed my phone was dead. I had no idea it was dead this whole time. Did you really think Ogiso would go the whole time without trying to get in touch with you? Idiot. Huh? Nothing. Oh, my temperature is at 36.5 now. I'm pretty much back to normal. Oh, that's good to hear. Thanks for not giving up on Miss Toma. When I say I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna get better. There wouldn't be any need for me to give up. The same goes for that, of course. She smirked, letting me know that the programming was finished. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Thank you. She's back to normal. That is excellent news that now they have just about a day left to wrap everything up and get ready for the festival. It was impressive that she'd managed to get to work this quickly, but not surprising considering who she was. I clenched my fists. It was real. The thing that I had been dreaming of, picturing for so long, was going to be made real. And in such a perfect situation. With luck like this, I wouldn't be surprised if I were doomed to die. So, moving on to Setsuna's piece. Oh, so you were able to get it up and running? That's good, I'm glad. It's not good at all. Setsuna's words of relief were cut off by Io's yelling. Everyone in class started freaking out when you disappeared. The guys lined up and started throwing a fit when they found out you wouldn't be there. Committee members and teachers had to get involved. And on top of that, who do you think had to step up and fill in for the absent Miss Houjou High? Sorry, Io. I wish I could have seen you in that hostess outfit, though. This isn't funny. I already negotiated with everyone so I could be in charge of the advance work in exchange for not having to host anyone. Apparently, Io's consistent enthusiasm for the prep work had been a result of a backroom deal. Aw, she really didn't want to put on that uniform and serve anyone. But Io is so cute. Thinking about her in that outfit is adorable. And on the cover of one of the Blu-rays, I believe it was volume 3 of the Blu-ray series, you can see Io in the outfit, and it's really, really cute. Sorry about that. Well, I guess that's what happened when you try to slip out of things. I don't want to hear that from the one who slipped out at the worst moment. Why are we still this busy without you here anyway? The line is just never ending. Setsuna nodded to herself. Evidently, her view of Io had been correct. I'm sorry for sprinting out on my own. I'll apologize to everyone later. Well, if it's made you feel better, that's enough for me. I do want to kick Haruki's ass, but if you're happy, I'm happy. Io. Anyway, you better kill this, got it? If you've caused us this much hassle only for the show to fall apart, I'm gonna get mad. Yeah, thanks. I'd probably better get back now. Oh, thanks for taking the time to talk to me when you're already so busy. You can do it, Io. Same to you. Bye. Bye. Oh, wait, Io, I want to tell everyone something. What? Tell them I'm working hard enough to make up for all the trouble I caused today. And I want everyone to come and see the show tomorrow, if they have time. She meant every word of it. It wasn't that she just wanted them to come and see her. She wanted everyone to see the Light Music Club, the performance itself. This time and space that the three of them would create. She wanted them to see her friends. Oh, that's super sweet. Especially since Setsuna wanted to kind of portray herself as this closed-off girl. The fact that she wants to show off her friends is a really big step for her. So, moving on, we have Haruki's piece. New song? Wait, what? Setsuna accepted the notebook that had just been handed to her, a blank look on her face. The notebook contained handwritten lyrics, and sheet music, also handwritten. Yes, we're doing a third song, Toma muttered, as though it ought to be obvious. Third? Huh? What? The question mark remained on Setsuna's face. It seemed she hadn't digested the meaning of the words yet. I mean, the fact that Haruki and Toma are both pushing this song on one day before is bound to make her feel just a little bit left out of the loop, since clearly everybody knows about it except for her. We only have a day to rehearse it since I got sick, but I think we'll be fine. There aren't a ton of chords for the guitar, and the synths are already programmed. Most importantly, I wrote the music to match your range, Ogiso. Wrote? So, this is an original song? Setsuna returned her eyes to the notebook. What must be going through her head as she looked over it? I mean, when did you... As Setsuna remained confused, I finally spoke up. Toma wrote it. I thought it would be impossible with so little time left, but she made it happen somehow. Because someone insisted that I complete it, this was written begrudgingly. Will you please? Well, whatever. The fact was, she had written it for me. Begrudgingly, but diligently, putting her best effort in to make it in time. The question mark had disappeared, but now her face had clouded. Oh no, Setsuna, here we go. You mean... There was insecurity in her eyes. I was the only one out of the loop? Again? Huh? Shoot! Right, I hadn't found the time to tell Setsuna yet. I mean, I hadn't known until this morning whether it would even happen, but I could have told her while we were on our way here. Well, actually, damn it, how much of an idiot could I be? How many times did I have to make Setsuna feel this terrible anxiety? Yes, we kept it a secret from you, Ogiso. Toma suddenly spoke up, as though mocking me for worrying over it. What a lovely response that is. Like, oh my god. But then poor Setsuna, like, if your bandmates are working on another song, you'd at least tell the singer, right? More than a day before, even if things weren't certain. The fact that they've both been working on this, while not telling her about it, it just, again, it's a pointless secret. They should have at least let her know, hey, we're working on a third song, don't know if it'll be finished in time. It's so dumb. Toma? Setsuna caught her breath. I was wondering what on earth had possessed Toma to say that when we kept quiet about it because we wanted to surprise you with it. I mean, I didn't really care one way or another, but Kitahara insisted. He was really pushy. Huh? Setsuna murmured, looking at me. Yes, Kitahara wrote the lyrics, with the lyricist absolutely demanding that I keep it a secret. I had no choice, so if you're going to get mad, yell at him. Toma chuckled. Whoa, where had the incredible cover come from? Haruki-kun? The color of Setsuna's eyes had changed. By the way, apparently he had you in mind when he was writing those lyrics, Ogiso. This was moving from praise into unnecessary embellishment. Thanks, Toma. Wow. That's so awkward, too, especially for if you know the song that's written in that notebook, you know that the lyrics are a little bit lovey-dovey. It's so awkward. Well, I actually had the lyrics written already, but as I was imagining you singing it, I made some modifications to the language, the word choice. That was true. Ever since I had discovered that my lyrics were in Toma's notebook, I'd been using breaks during rehearsals to make revisions. The composition was already finished, though, so I tried not to change the number of words too much. That's smart. That's a smart choice. Haruki-kun, you already had lyrics written? Setsuna was blinking over and over at me. Yeah, well, I joined the light music club in the first place because I wanted to make some memories for myself. but because my guitar playing was so bad, I knew I probably wouldn't be able to play in the show. I could barely even handle playing side guitar to Takaya. The fact that I was doing this right now was nothing short of miraculous. So my hope was to write an original song that the other members would play, at the very least. Unfortunately, though, I can't compose worth anything. In the end, I had been forced to abandon my attempts in that area. It's not as though I were all that great at writing lyrics either, but I just took it a little bit at a time and managed to produce something. My plan was to have Takaya compose the music, but then the rest of the members all left. The fact that Haruki can write lyrics, though, is really, really cute. That's really sweet. I feel like writing lyrics is a hard game because they either come out way too cheesy or it doesn't work with a beat, or there's a lot that can go wrong writing lyrics. The fact that he has that creativity is pretty surprising. Granted, Haruki is the type of person that he is, the meticulous person that he is. Yes, the worst shock I felt from the club dissolving was in knowing that there would be no one to sing my song. But then it turned out that I would be playing in the show. At that point, I figured it was fine to toss the songwriting. I gave up on that since we didn't have the time. But then I stepped in and made it happen, is the point, Toma said, finishing my sentence for me. Exactly. I had a female singer in mind as I was writing these lyrics, partly because I love White Album so much. So, if you were to sing this, Setsuna, I would be absolutely ecstatic. Setsuna gave the notebook one more long look. This is really sweet because, of course, Haruki has cared about the Light Music Club, but we haven't seen him putting all of himself into something that he cared about for his own greed. And a lot of this is put into the game. A lot of his doing favors for others, being on top of everything, taking care of everything. But I don't feel like that was for his own greed. That was for others. This is for himself. This is something that he has wanted to do. And that's really important. It shows a big part of his personality. Understand? Kitahara wrote the lyrics. I attached music to them. This song is for you, Ogiso. At Toma's statement, Setsuna's eyes moved from the notebook to Toma, then to me, then back to the notebook several times. Setsuna? What was the matter? Are you unhappy with it? I had to ask. No, I'm thrilled, Setsuna beamed. I mean, this is our song. I'm going to sing with everything I've got. I'm going to sing it absolutely perfectly, I promise. Setsuna, come on, let's do it. We've only got one day left to rehearse together. Thank goodness Setsuna had smiled. Thank goodness we'd made her happy. Now, we can't waste any time. Off we go. Toma-san, could you play it through once for me? I can't read sheet music. Yeah, sure thing. I can't read sheet music. That's very fitting for the queen of karaoke. Toma, looking pleased at Setsuna's enthusiasm, sat down at the piano. Here we go. I amped myself up as well, picking up the guitar that sat beside me. Oh, by the way, Haruki-kun, Setsuna said, a look of concern coming into her face. How is the Sound of Destiny solo coming along? Oh, ho, ho. I've been waiting for you to ask that question. Well, I wasn't quite to the point of boasting like that, but I managed to get through it with only one mistake this morning. Want to hear it before the new song? I grinned. Good for him. I mean, he has been practicing pretty much nonstop, and he did have a good day and a half where he didn't really communicate with the outside world, so hopefully he would improve before now. And thus, the curtain rose on our final rehearsal, our final day. Tomorrow was the day of the show. My little selfish dream had been given form by Toma's recklessness. and would leap about the stage with Setsuna's efforts. The day I had dreamed of was so close. Da 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 ah. As she prepared dinner in the Toma's kitchen, Setsuna sang it over and over. Their new song, its melody. She never would have imagined that they would add a third song this far into things, and a light music club original at that. She was so happy that she could barely contain herself. That alone would have made her want to spend the whole day singing, but even taking personal bias into account, since her friends had written it, the song was good. The three of them. Oh, she's so happy. Even though technically what Toma said was a lie, not great. You shouldn't lie to each other. It was just a cover-up. And Haruki going along with that, not excellent either. But I mean, they are making this song, the three of us. They are performing it, and each of them are so integral to this song that, yeah, it kind of is the three of their song now. But it definitely they didn't write it for her. No one else but the three of them could have brought this song into the world. The smile simply wouldn't leave Setsuna's face. She wished she could perform it right this instant. She was elated. He had written the lyrics, Kazusa had added the music, and she, Setsuna, was going to sing it. She wouldn't have traded this happiness for anything. She could never have done this without her friends. Her joy was overflowing. She peeled the vegetables, chopped them up, set the pot on the fire. Even those little individual motions were enjoyable to her somehow, and her hands had a lightness to them. Compared with cooking at home, this was even more. Oh, right, I need to call home. She had completely forgotten. No matter what the circumstances were, she couldn't possibly stay overnight somewhere without notifying her family. At least somebody remembers to take care of the responsibilities. Haruki didn't think to contact Setsuna for a day and a half, but here Setsuna is, immediately realizing she needed to call her family. Even as she hurriedly took out her phone, Setsuna thought firmly to herself, today, of all days, no matter how her family objected, she was going to stay here. She didn't want to lose the time that remained before the show. Time that the three of them would spend all together. She knew how much fun it would be, how blissful, how incredible, because right now, still, all three of them wanted to be together. She couldn't possibly slip out on her own. That's really nice. The fact that she feels so comfortable and so happy here, and she's still very much traumatized by what happened, but right now she's in a place where she feels safe, and that is so important. So, moving on, WA2 Light Novel, Volume 1, Session 21. 0 days until the show. Oh, it's so nice to read that. That's so exciting. The day is finally here. Let's continue on with Haruki's piece. Even after the last reverberations had died away, for a few moments, no one spoke a word. My head was completely empty. But the next instant, I looked up and locked eyes with Setsuna, who had an identical look on her face. And after looking at each other for a few further moments, in unison, we said, "We did it? We did it!" I couldn't help but shout, We did it! Setsuna was practically bouncing up and down with joy. This was good, wasn't it? That was amazing. Yeah, that was perfect. Right, Toma? In the face of our overflowing energy, Toma calmly replied, "You're getting too excited. We managed one successful playthrough, that's it. You shouldn't be this happy." To Toma's deliberate brusqueness, Setsuna replied that she ought to celebrate a little more, beaming. I mean, we actually pulled that off. Here, In the afterglow, I found myself breathing a sigh of relief. Yay, congratulations to them. They're all ready for the show. It's so exciting. Such good energy. I hope Kazusa gets a little bit more swept up into it too, because she deserves to be excited as well. It was Saturday, the second day of the Houjou High School festival. In other words, on the morning of our show, we had finally, successfully performed our third song. We had begun our rehearsal the morning before. It was about noon now, which meant we genuinely had been practicing for about 24 hours. I knew we had been short on time, but that really was some impressive speed. Normally, I would have laughed at the idea of attempting something so extreme. And again, this shows Haruki's character growth, that he used to be the type of person who valued and cherished security and sureness, and now he's willing to take a risk on something that might make him happy. So, pretty cool. You sound awfully relaxed, Kitahara. You do understand that we haven't actually played the show yet? Yes, I know, but can't we celebrate just a little? He's right. We just played our song. Our own song, Setsuna said, with heartfelt enthusiasm. I feel like with the three of us, we could do just about anything. I kind of doubt I could produce that level of concentration too frequently. The past 24 hours had been, I could confidently declare, the most densely packed day of my life. The fact that I wasn't feeling any exhaustion was probably proof of the perfect high my brain was experiencing. I had tried to take a power nap or two, but hadn't been able to drop off. None of the three of us had, so we just kept on practicing. Again, White Album 2 glorifies the lack of sleep as long as it produces results. Not a healthy thing to look up to. Please, please sleep enough. This won't happen to you. Like I said, we haven't played the show yet. Our real need for that level of concentration begins now. Toma sighed in exasperation. Nothing to worry about. After all that, I can't imagine us making any mistakes, right? Maybe for you and me, Ogiso. What was that supposed to mean? Sheesh, Toma-san, you're so hard on Haruki-kun. I'm just stating the truth. There's nothing you can do about a lack of talent. Oh, sorry, I can't change the truth. How many more times did I have to hear her say I lacked talent? For crying out loud. That is pretty mean. Especially saying it so bluntly like that. You can make up for it with effort, though. Yeah? Huh? Anyway, there's no time left. In answer to my return question, Toma changed the subject. Had she just acknowledged my guitar playing? Maybe a little? Oh, whoa, we really are out of time. We wanted to be at school at 2 o'clock, which meant we had to leave here around 1:30. Damn it, I'd wanted to practice more. Right. Oh, what do you want to do for lunch? I want to rehearse a bit more, but I don't want to be short on energy either. I was a bit hungry. So we keep rehearsing until the very last minute. Before we go to school, we hit up a corner store and eat our bread or whatever while we walk. That work? Setsuna and I nodded. That was so much fun though. Seriously? The past 24 hours. The last time I enjoyed myself that much was... Actually, I don't know that I ever had before. Yeah, it was fun. The three of us had faced a single goal, to master this song and run through it together. But it wasn't all pain and struggle, not in the least. We ate, got swept up in trivial conversation at some point each hour. Maybe calling us comrades in arms would be a bit of an exaggeration, but I felt I had truly learned the meaning of spending time with one's friends. It's beautiful. I'm so happy they got these memories together. I might be feeling that even more intensely after what a trial this week has been. Incidentally, the most recent measure of Toma's temperature had given 36.4 degrees. A pretty remarkable recovery, considering. I'm never going to forget about this time. And all of it is thanks to you two. Thank you. Like I just said twice, we still have the show to do. Toma sighed yet again. I know. Come on, though. Let's... Oh. Setsuna appeared to have recalled something. Setsuna? Something wrong? I just realized that I don't have my uniform. How am I going to get to school? Oh, right. Setsuna's uniform was still at school because I had dragged her out still in her waitress outfit. Right at the moment, she was borrowing some of Toma's clothes. Well, what's wrong with going in your Taisho period outfit? Toma suggested. This is a cultural festival, so the school probably won't complain. And what's the problem with a Japanese person wearing Japanese clothes? There's a huge problem. That outfit is just a costume. Everyone was staring at me yesterday. Oh, yes, they were staring because you looked so good in it. Ogiso, how do you plan on going on stage? How do you plan on going on stage if you don't like people looking at you? Those are two different things. When we're playing, I won't be alone. This previously delicate topic had, within the past 24 hours, become something we could discuss openly. It's not like you're going to be alone on the train either, so what's the deal? Toma shrugged. I mean, I won't be standing next to you, but... You're so mean, Toma-san. Toma, quit being ridiculous. Oh? Are you saying your little kidnapping act yesterday wasn't ridiculous? So mean, Toma. Anyway, you have a spare uniform, right? Can't you let Setsuna borrow that? No. Making Ogiso show up at school dressed like a waitress will be funnier. You're terrible. Wouldn't you like that better, Kitahara? Toma pointed out that I had been the one to make her do it in the first place. Haruki-kun, you're so stupid. Why me? All this teasing of Haruki. I like it. It's very cute. So, with that, we will stop off there for today. So, thank you so much for being here with me on this episode of the light novel reading from White Album 2, and I'll be back to you with more content shortly. So until then, hope you take care. See you!